The world tells us to do more to get more. There's this promise in society that, if you work really hard and make all the necessary sacrifices, you'll achieve all that your heart desires, from financial freedom to social acceptance to a loving family to an optimized physique, health, and most importantly, fulfillment. But is that promise really working out? I beg to differ. Statistically, there are more than 80% of employees that carry work related stress. Women, on average, carry more stress, tend to experience more stress than men. When you look at the leading cause of stress, guess what? No surprise, it's money. Anecdotally, I see it around me all the time. There are folks in their 40s and 50s that are absolutely underwhelmed by this promise of wellness and abundance not coming to pass. Where's the dream, they say? They may be off the mark financially here and there, right? But the real issue is they're way off the mark in terms of contentment and fulfillment. Why is that? Why are they carrying this anxiety that they're not happy? And it's not just money. Money is one of the reasons. Many seem to suffer from anxiety that they're underachieving in life despite their best efforts, regardless of the blood, sweat, and tears they've put in for decades. I hear these phrases like, I'm maxed out, what more can I do? I'm cursed, life doesn't add up. I should be more content, I'm actually increasingly miserable by the day. And this applies to both personal and professional life, but I think it's a mix of both. My point is, they know how to do more, but doing more is not working for them. If anything, by doing more and more, by chasing this mirage that hard work equals happiness, we are driving ourselves into the ground, into the grave, literally. If you look at a business and you don't succeed at a business, the audit is very simple. You list out, let's say, 20 to 30 activities that are important to your business. Rank them in importance. List out how your performance is in each of these activities. And pretty soon you'll have a good sense of where to focus, what the gaps are. You can do benchmark studies and whatnot. But the point is, figuring out how to fix a business is a fairly straightforward exercise, though you can argue it's not that straightforward in terms of execution. Personal life, however, is far more complicated than that. In relationships, for example, I find that people only find peace when they're brutally honest with and accepting of their compromises with each other. But when we keep pushing a narrative that doesn't exist, we burn out. Again, doing more doesn't add to fixing more of the broken. Personal life is way more complicated than a business or a venture that you may launch. I'll show you a quick example. I knew this executive back in the US, lived this sort of perfect life, fortune, fame, family, fitness, the whole 9 yards. Everything seemed to be in good harmony and abundance from the outside looking in. But when I met him a few years later, he told me, he said, Sal, I was going through a very tough divorce when you and I were together and working for that company. And even though the divorce was behind me, I'm still suffering from, severe PTSD. So post-traumatic stress disorder. The guy went through obviously a marriage fallout and then a financial crisis, but his fix to him was do more. Let's just do more work. Let's just go and meet more people. Let's date more. And he started a couple of ventures. I think he got engaged after about a year or so, but it didn't last very long. He was doing more and more and more and more and getting less and less and less and less back from life. That's a definition of a burnout. He started taking these anxiety reducing pills and just to get through the 24 hours. He was just badly caught in this relentless trap that wouldn't let him out. And at that point, he basically just gave up on this hallucination to do more, to get more. He backed off. He scaled back his lifestyle. He self-reflected. He decided to do something he never thought he would do. He did nothing for months. For a workhorse like him, and what the society expected of him doing nothing was unthinkable. But he started finding peace in not becoming a prisoner of the rat race that is not just limited to work, but also in the personal life. He stopped caring about his social judges out there, his own judgment of himself. He became more quality focused. He started building self-awareness and did not force any relationship or, for that matter, any agenda, and just existed in humility and acceptance. For him, this was a big relief. It was a move towards ultimate freedom. Now, I can also relate to this experience personally. I too went through back-to-back adversities in life, and it is in my nature to fight back like a honey badger. But I realized that the more I fought back, the worse it was getting for me. It felt like I was stuck in quicksand, and the resulting anxiety of things getting progressively worse, or fear of drowning despite doing all I possibly could, was just paralyzing at times. But I did escape this quicksand anxiety, if you will. What did I do? I did something similar to what my friend did. I engaged in deep introspection. I re-examined my life all over again. But most importantly, I deprioritized work and money as a form of validation. To make money, to put food on the table is one thing, but to make money for my ego, to let the world know how much I'm making, to drive fast cars, to be seen, all of that went out the window. I really had to look at who I think I was. Was I content with the man in the mirror? Yes or no? And if not, then how may I improve my situation in a very specific way? What awareness should I build around myself? What kind of network should I cultivate? I'm an introvert by nature, but then I also get tremendous joy connecting with authentic people and in developing an authentic tribe. But you can't buy this tribe off the shelf from a supermarket. So how do I go about building it? So many questions and zero guidance from everybody. Like, there was nobody who could guide me one iota in how to move about. There was just suggestions. But you know what? Off the bat, money and titles and transactional relationships flew out the window for me. That was my start. That was my own self-guidance. It was all about myself and how fake or real I was in my own eyes. This is where it started. This is how you get yourself out of the quicksand. It's looking within, not looking without. I realized I was not happy with myself. I discovered that building the courage to be vulnerable and then building self-credibility was key in finding authentic fulfillment and joy. Frankly, if you're not happy with yourself, no external power in the world can make you happy. We don't stand a chance against a new form of anxiety creeping into our life every few years. The door is always open, right? Because you're never fully healed. You're never really out of the quicksand. So if it's not one thing, it's something else. Well, this is one of the reasons why so many relationships fail, because what we're seeking is completeness in somebody else. Bad idea. And when others disappoint, when others don't complete us, our stress cycle kicks up all over again. So failure or anxiety is like quicksand. The longer we struggle with it and we stay in it, the deeper we go into it. However, our lifeline is not without, it's within. Face yourself and make peace with who you are and what do you want to become with the utmost brutal honesty. The answer takes time to reveal, but you need to feel who you want to become. Otherwise, again, let me repeat that again. You need to feel what you want to become. Otherwise, it's just another attempt at fixing things superficially. This inner work has to be authentic, nothing superficial about it. And I can promise you, it'll be a long road. It'll be a tough slog out of this quicksand of modern life, but commitment to it should be a no-brainer in my opinion, since your life literally depends on it.